Peace and blessings, y'all. This is your boy Gerald. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Wow, where did the season go? Well, I know for me, I really didn't even get a chance to watch my team, which is, I know, Redskins. Gotta represent. Um, but because it is the Super Bowl, I wanted to put a message out for everyone that I felt inspired to put out. And I'm going to entitle it, Be the MVP of Your Life. For those who do not know what MVP means, that means Most Valuable Player. That is the person that shows the most effort in a game or a situation, the most dedicated player, and it is actually seen through their efforts. They go the extra mile. So with that, look at your life in that same display. You are entitled to have really, there should be no reason why you should not have the life that you want. But because we are human beings, we we have challenges that are placed in our lives for a reason. These challenges serve a definite importance because they harness growth. This helps you transform from the child into the adult. Now, you and I both know there's probably some grown-ups still in that childlike mindset. So that transition may have not taken place. But people grow and evolve in their divine time. Some people, unfortunately, have to learn certain situations or repeat certain situations until the message is truly embraced. But to do that, you got to first identify it, come up with a game plan, and face that challenge. Now, to do that, you got to first embrace the fear that has got you where you are. This can be very, very crippling, especially when you don't have a clue on how to get past the situation. May it be a financial situation, may it be an emotional situation, may it be a medical situation. It can cripple you, and in turn, time will progress. I want you to understand something. When you take the time to truly give your existence, your self-worth, that's you. I'm talking about the person that's in the mirror, the person that wakes up with a bed head. Yeah, I know I'm still working mine. That person, the person that looks at your nails and wiggles their toes, you, the real you. When you get tired of being tired, you notice that's when we always change. That's just like if there's a certain way that you go to work or wherever you have to be, and there's always a delay when you get to a certain part. After a while, you're going to come up with another route to get to your destination. That's how your life should be played out. If you're constantly coming up with that brick wall and you're still getting the same result, that's when reflection should take place and brainstorming should be required. Now, to get back to the theme of being an MVP, first and foremost, you have to look at or question why I'm not where I need to be. What are the deciding factors that are blocking me from my progression? First, you ask yourself this. Truthfully, have I put the sacrifice and time that it requires to yield the result I want? Remember how I've used the analogy of the the farmer. He doesn't know what his harvest is going to be, but he still acts on faith to plant those seeds at that appropriate season. With time, it is cultivated, and eventually he will see, through efforts of him doing so, some type of growth. Some growth is instantaneous. Some takes longer than that, and some doesn't even produce. Now let's look at that from the sense of football, Super Bowl. Now I'm going to try to dabble or throw a tad of spirituality in that too. This will be good for my gamers out there, Madden and game day and all that. When you decide that you want to go forth in your journey, whatever your destination is, you first must make a decision to change whatever approach that you have. Now let's look at it from a football standpoint. You have the coach. Now, the coach has a playbook. For those who do not know what a playbook is a concept of strategy that will tentatively end up resulting scoring a touchdown. Now, with that being said, look at your spirituality. See, God is our coach. He already has the playbook for your life. He already knows where you're going to end up, and He wants to guide you. But before He can even implement your direction, which we'll say the playbook or the plays of your life, you got to do one thing. You got to stop playing with your life and submit yourself to what is being influenced or directed. Have you noticed every time that you had not took full investment in something that you wanted to pursue or acquire, it never panned out the way it did and you ended up losing more time in investment? It's because you didn't follow the directions that were placed before you. But because we have a loving God, a merciful God, and my higher power is my Lord Jesus Christ all day. He only wants the best for you. He wants you to embrace the happiness and joy that you deserve. Not one day should go by that should bring discomfort. But we're human beings, so we're going to have challenges. We're going to have people that are going to come in our life, and they're going to have their opinions. But it's nothing wrong with that, because everyone is entitled to opinion. But it is your responsibility to govern your life. And your higher power will govern your steps. So what I'm trying to say is this. Just like football, when we don't listen to what the coach has given us as a play, it never turns out. We end up losing possession. We end up possibly having a mishap, losing ground. It is not until you truly release yourself, because you got to remember there is something greater than you. Please make no mistake. We're spiritual beings before we are flesh. So, have you noticed every successful team or every successful person had to have some type of strategy on accomplishing their goals. Some goals are progressive, but as you already know, anything that is instant gratification does not last. And actually can be more damaging than possessing it in the beginning. Because think about it. How can you treasure something that you put no effort in? That's just like someone coming into money that never had it. Pockets be burning. But then when they're in the mix of that, they're not thinking about the ramifications of their choices until the last penny is spent. Then you get 1,001 coulda, woulda, shouldas. If I only done this, if I only invested that, how could I have been so blindly? I'll tell you what. Because we allow our ego and sometimes arrogance to misguide our steps. And you see it all the time. You see it play out all the time. But guess what? Sometimes that fall, is actually the motivation to get you where you need to be. So let's put this back on the sense of football. Have you noticed that most teams that are successful is because they, as players, have submitted themselves to receive the knowledge that is being conveyed by their coach. So from a spiritual standpoint, when you are ready to allow yourself to be open to receive what is needed in your spirit, not only will you find your strength, but your challenges won't be so daunting, because you will start to believe in yourself. You will also see your self-worth, and and all the time you will start to gauge your environment, the people that are in it, the situations you're choosing to do, and ultimately the effects of these choices. But they're choices nonetheless. So be the MVP of your life. There's nothing I can do physically. I mean, yeah, I can physically try to manhandle you, but my point I'm trying to make is this. It's your life. If you can see how precious your life is, you would do the work and make the changes. Everyone deserves to be happy, even if it means you must take a path by yourself. What happens in that? As you work on yourself, you are solidifying the personal boundaries that should have already been there. See, a person can't do anything you won't allow them to do. But first, you have to define your worth. You have to. So whatever challenges you got going on, take the time, sit down, write them out. Whatever it is. Come up with a plan A, B, C way of tackling that challenge. Then, out of those three, find the one that is will give you the biggest results. Because what you should do, what you'll see is progression. And all it takes is having the faith of a mustard seed. You know, a mustard seed is small. I mean, it's small. And next thing you know, when you look back, you keep plugging away at it, and you look back from where you've come from, you're gonna have a smile. You're gonna be so happy. You're gonna have that I did it moment, and you'll have peace of mind. So your life should be the trophy. You are a precious, precious. If you only knew how precious your life is, but how limited time can be. So make the most of it. And be the one that stands on that stage called life in victory. I know you can do it. God's praying on you. He's praying for you, excuse me. You know I'm doing that. Feel free to drop a line. I hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. I got to work tonight. But needless to say, be safe out there in the highways and byways. And you stay blessed, okay? God's counting on you. I'm rooting for you. Till then, peace.